we will be introducing a new business adaptation grant that will support businesses to review their existing overseas footprint in the light of this new tariff environment. Businesses who export to and or have operations in overseas market and are impacted by the tariffs will be able to tap on this business adaptation grant to assess the tariff impact and obtain advisory on supply chain optimization. Businesses with local or overseas manufacturing operations will also receive support for their reconfiguration needs, which includes logistics and inventory holding costs. This grant will be available by October this year and for a time-bound period of 2 years. We intend to cap the business adaptation grant to up to 100,000 Singapore dollars. At this particular point in time, of course, as I've shared with the earlier journalists from ST, that we intend to peg it higher. That means, the percentage will be higher for as a co-fund. It's meant to be a co-funding sort of initiative, capped up to 100,000. So we will allocate a higher proportion of co-funding to SMEs. The non-SMEs, the MNCs and so on, would have a lower quantum. Further details, of course, will be released at that particular point in time. But I think preliminarily, the broad overview that we're thinking of is that the supportable activities under the grant comprise two very broad categories. One, for businesses who export to and or have operations in overseas markets. That's the first broad category. So we will provide the grant for both the FTA and trade compliance advisory, meaning that we will offer this support services as a grant to see how they can diversify. And of course, the second part is on legal and their contractual advisory. And the third part for supply chain optimization and market diversification advisory. So this is for the first group, the broad-based businesses who export to and or if they have operations in overseas market. The second broad group are for businesses with local or overseas manufacturing operations. Then the grant can cover reconfiguration costs such as logistics as well as the inventory holding costs. Many businesses cannot sort of predict with certainty what would happen next. So this is meant to provide a large part of it advisory services, and subsequently to, if some of the moves are more permanent, to eventually help facilitate that diversification, whether it is in supply chain, whether it's in logistics. Now, 2 years, given that we also expect that, that over the next couple of months with the letters being issued out, there may still be changes across the different market geographies, right? And that grant is actually meant to nuance and to facilitate businesses with whether local or overseas manufacturing operations to be able to pivot in some way. It's not meant to eventually cover everything. I don't think it is realistic, nor is it possible. So that 2-year window provides some form of reassurance for businesses that should there be a protracted period of negotiations, it would cover that length. I think anything beyond that, really, there will be other measures that will kick in.